Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to give you some tips to help with getting rid of your art block. So the first tip that I find helps me is creating an OC, which is an original character, or just drawing an original character you have before because you're already used to drawing their features, so I feel like any type of drawing would help you get out of art block. So here's my OC Zaryah. Her weapon of choice is a sword, and she does have metal armor. I'm thinking about making another OC where he's kind of like an archer, because I'm kind of going for the medieval times type style in this OC. This is my first original character. I normally don't have the imagination do stuff like this, but I decided to try and make a character, and I feel like she turned out really well. I love her braids, but I am awful at drawing them, so I don't know why I decided to put them in a character that I was wanting to draw more and more. But for my second tip on art block, I would say go somewhere new, try to change up your scenery, and sometimes that could help with creativity and kind of get you in a different mindset and you're able to create more. Even if it's just going outside the house and sitting like on the porch or something like that, just somewhere where it's not at your desk can help tremendously. I need to get in the habit of doing this more often because I find that a lot of times I'm just hunched over my desk drawing, and it's not only not good for my posture and my back, but it's not good for my creative process. I think it would help a lot more if I found a new place to start drawing, even if it's just for today, and I feel like it would do a lot better. Anyways, enough on this OC drawing. I will come back to it towards the end of the video so you can see the rest of the process, but on to my next step. I have a lot of draw this in your styles saved for this specific reason, is because when I'm going through art block, I want to see stuff that inspires me, and if I can do a draw this in your style, I do it a lot more often because it's just easier to see different people's way of doing a certain piece and trying to create your own version. My next tip would to be to draw fan art because I feel like fan art inspires people a lot because it's what they enjoy to watch, see, read, and stuff like that, so it's more likely to inspire you to draw. I think the habit I use most often is to draw things that I love drawing personally because it inspires me when I'm able to draw those things, and that includes dogs and hands. They're always an old reliable. If I'm having art block, I will always go to one of those two things. I personally don't do this very often, but every once in a while I will draw from still life with colored pencils just because I like the details that you can put into stuff. Tip number 7 is if you have old art is to recreate that old art. I just recently started using this tip, but I use a prompt list when I can't think of things to draw, so it kind of takes out the guessing game and I'm just able to create what I want to. And last but not least, if you're struggling with art block, just draw. It doesn't have to be the most perfect masterpiece. If you just do a little bit of something a couple times a week, then normally that helps get out of art block. So those are all the 10 tips that I use for my art block. And now here's the process of me coloring in my OC. I'm not really used to creating in a sketchbook this large, so I feel like the proportions were off. Like, I feel like the head is too large for the body, but I don't hate it. I feel like art block is an important topic to talk about because so many artists do struggle with it. And if my tips can help people get through that, I am more happy for that. And that's why I'm giving you the ways I get through it, because it may not help every single person, but I bet one of these would help you if you're struggling with art block. At the end of the day, even taking a break can help get rid of art block. So don't force yourself to do stuff because you're just going to be unhappy with the end result. So don't do art unless you are enjoying it. I think also if you do enjoy reading, that could help with getting your imagination going and get things flowing. So take a break, read some, go outside. Don't think about art for a while and then come back to it. For me, when I start to feel like art is becoming a chore, I try to stop and either go watch a movie, read, make myself a nice drink, just something to get my mind off of it, because obviously sitting there forcing yourself to make art is not going to help the situation. I think also using a different art supply that you're not really used to can inspire you to create new things, because there's not that pressure because you don't know how to use this art supply. So if it turns out bad, there's no pressure for it to turn out good because it's an art supply you're not used to using. Sometimes the opposite can also be said though, because using art supplies you normally use and are comfortable with can help you create too, but I think there still is that little bit of pressure that it has to be perfect because you know how to use the supplies and stuff like that. I know this is a lot of rambling in this video, but I truly hope that these tips will help people who struggle with art block. Here's my finished drawing of Zaryah, and hopefully I will have another OC soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.